Black Swan follows Nina Sayers, played by Natalie Portman, a young dancer at a New York City ballet company. Offered the role of both the White Swan and her evil twin, the Black Swan, by her director Tomar Leroy, played by Vincent Cassel, Nina is faced with the challenge of being able to portray the Black Swan convincingly. If that wasn't troubling enough, she has to deal with her overbearing mother, played by Barbara Hershey, Beth McIntyre, a resentful star of Leroy's previous productions, played by Winona Ryder, and the mysterious Lily, played by Mila Kunis, whom Nina fears as someone who is trying to take the lead role. Black Swan isn't some Cinderella story. The film works as a psychological thriller, a horror film, and a character study. The performances are strong across the board. Cassel is both charming yet sleazy as someone who might want Nina sexually, but also wants the best performance out of her, as she will reflect his play. Hershey possibly plays the worst kind of mother, the one that loves yet resents her daughter, keeping a watchful eye on her, creating an innocent surrounding that is somewhat creepy. Ryder doesn't have much screen time, but she does effectively serve her purpose as a woman where time has caught up with her. In fact, all these women are different reflections or parts of Nina, especially Lily, the rival but arguably darker side of Nina. To me, she is still the most ambiguous character of the film. Is it possible that she's not real? Given what we know about films, you could argue that way, but there seems to be too much evidence to show that she is real. All of this is due to the contributions of Natalie Portman and director Darren Aronofsky. Portman, while talented, has rarely been so convincing as she is here, especially within the chaotic third act. Here, the role requires the emotional level she tries to hit. I'll avoid any thoughts on her performance physically, other than plenty of shots of Nina were clearly Portman, regardless of what her stunt double might say. She conveys both the innocence of the White Swan and eventually the sexuality and darker side of the Black Swan. Swan is not only an actor or performer's film due to its setting, but it's also an artist film as well, with Aronofsky's assured storytelling skills and attention to detail. His films tend to be relentless, but the difference between something like this and, say, Requiem for a Dream, this is an absurdly entertaining film, finding the right balance of being large and theatrical, but without ever falling into camp, proving that subtlety is not always the best and most appropriate goal. All of his usual collaborators are here, like Clint Mansell, adding a lot to the original score of Swan Lake, and cinematographer Matthew Lebatique using a handheld camera, adding a level of surprising grittiness to the ballet setting. The 3 sections on the DVD features comprise of how the film was generally made. Film fans will just have to wait for some larger collector's edition, but the Blu-ray carries far more for Blu-ray owners. Black Swan taps into themes of time, paranoia, sexuality, creativity, and obsession, and it delivered, in my opinion, the most satisfying third act of any film of last year. Check it out, I give it a buy it. That's it from the Movie Rewind. Until next time.